Today on Studio G, we take a look at the President's reaction to the Mueller Report, released last week.
Also, we discuss the church bombings in Sri Lanka that took place on Easter Sunday.
And we sit down with Tanner Ellingsen to discuss the UNLV Farmers Market taking place today.
Stick around, Studio G starts right now. Welcome to Studio G. I'm Arturo Sanchez.
And I'm Kristen Uidoy. After the multiple bombings in Sri Lanka on Sunday, law enforcement is out in full force to prevent any further attacks. Nikhil Kumar has more.
It's been 2 days since the devastating Easter Sunday bombings in Sri Lanka. 3 churches were hit and several popular tourist hotels, including the Cinnamon Grand, the hotel right behind me in the heart of Colombo, the capital of this small island nation. But even as people here try to come to terms with what happened, the hundreds killed and the hundreds injured, there's growing anger and controversy about intelligence failures. A senior minister says that authorities here had received warnings of possible attacks from Indian and American intelligence counterparts, but not enough was done ahead of time to prevent the atrocity from taking place. The Prime Minister was unaware. The concern is that this happened because of feuding at the top of government over here in Sri Lanka. But even as that's being investigated, authorities are out in force. Investigators are everywhere across this island. Security forces are visible on all street corners as they try and prevent further attacks from taking place. A pipe bomb was defused at the main airport terminal here in Colombo as they try and prevent further atrocities from taking place. But the question of the intelligence failures, that's what's really angering people here now. They're asking again and again that after the last decade, after the end of the civil war here in 2009, a bloody and vicious civil war that saw numerous attacks over almost 3 decades, after all of that, they've been getting used to peace. The economy had been improving, the tourist trade was improving, and yet now, once again, Sri Lanka is faced with a new threat, a threat that it seems like could have been avoided. Nikhil Kumar, Colombo.
Our hearts go out to the citizens of Sri Lanka following the devastating terror attacks.
The full Mueller report was released late last week. Here's what the president had to say. CNN's Caitlin Collins has more.
President Trump was all smiles in front of the cameras during the Easter egg roll today.
This is a beautiful day.
But behind the scenes, sources say he's fuming over the release of the special counsel's report and the portrait it paints of a dishonest president whose staff refused to carry out his most extreme demands.
Are you worried that your staff is ignoring your orders as the Mueller report portrays?
Nobody disobeys my orders.
But the Mueller report showed they did, including the White House counsel who refused to fire the special counsel, the Attorney General who wouldn't unrecuse himself, the former campaign manager who ignored his command to tell the Attorney General to limit the investigation, and the staff secretary who wouldn't gauge the loyalty of DOJ officials. Sources now say the president is seeking assurances from his current staff that they're following his orders. That as the president and his business are suing the House Oversight Chairman Elijah Cummings today in an attempt to block House Democrats from getting his financial records. The lawsuit argues Cummings has no legitimate legislative reason to subpoena an accounting company tied to Trump. And the president's outside attorney, Jay Sekulow, told CNN, "We will not allow congressional presidential harassment to go unanswered."
Good afternoon.
Democrats say they aren't buying it.
He's a lot of bluster, and in the end, do those suits go anywhere? No, he ends up withdrawing, he ends up settling because there's nothing to them.
But they're wrestling with another dicey problem, whether the president's behavior justifies impeachment. While some, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, have tried to throw cold water on the idea, others aren't ready to walk away yet.
Even if we did not win, possibly, if there were not impeachment, I think history would smile upon us for standing up for the Constitution.
Trump tweeting today that only high crimes and misdemeanors can lead to impeachment, but later telling reporters he's not worried about it.
Are you worried about impeachment, Mr. President?
Not even a little bit.
Now the question is, are Democrats going to run an impeachment platform in 2020?
Coming up, we take a look at the Earth Day festival that took place on campus yesterday.
We also discuss the farmers market taking place on campus today.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break.
The Ism Hour.
It's a talk show.
So we talk about all the isms, recidivism, racism, sexism, capitalism, corporatism, etc.
One reason why we chose this show is just to be able to talk about the many different isms that are out there that are troubling society, and they need to be talked about.
We're dropping some knowledge, basically. I'm Alligator.
And I'm Jeff F., and the name of our show is The Ism Hour.
You can listen to us on Fridays at 3 p.m. on the rebelhd2.com.
The number one thing I like about KUNV is it enables an individual to express their passion and grow and share that passion with others. It's a wonderful gift that's shared by KUNV with students and community members alike.
I love them because they gave me this opportunity, and I love the way they are representing the community and giving people from the community a chance to come in and, you know, do whatever they got to do with their music.
I love KUNV, I love being here, and I love the people that I'm working with, and finally getting my chance to finally work in radio, which I've been wanting to do since I was a kid. So I'm very happy here. You'll really have the chance to grow and learn about radio from very good DJs and from management.
We are here, and you can be here too. KUNV is a great place to be.
UNLV students celebrated Earth Day yesterday and showed that they are committed to making the campus a more eco-friendly environment.
I'm here at UNLV's Earth Day Fair, where the Student Sustainability Council is putting on a bunch of events to make people feel more connected to the Earth. I just made a pledge on the pledge tree to not use any plastic bottles. Let's see what else people are doing for Earth Day.
Today for Earth Day, we're working at getting students more in tune with the planet. So earlier today we had our drum circle, which we invited students to take off their shoes, forget all their worries, and then just breathe in nature.
Aside from a lively drum circle, students join in some meditation and yoga to be a part of the Earth.
So I'm here teaching a wonderful yoga class based on our connection to Earth, our connection to the planet, and to all living beings. Yoga is so important for Earth Day because not only do practitioners use yoga or any kind of meditation modality to connect with themselves, but once you form that connection with yourself, you can also see that you're connected to the Earth and all living things in general.
There was also an art gallery made entirely from waste found on campus to drive a sustainability point home.
These were all plastic bottles that we found in the UNLV trash, not even in recycling, because 167 bottles are used by every single American as a statistic, and only 10% of them get recycled. So we wanted to bring awareness to how much waste is created by single-use plastic, so that's what these displays are doing here. We have some artwork also created by UNLV students, and then we have a pledge tree here today where we're teaching people ways that they can be more sustainable daily to make a difference in the environment. Write it on the post-it and add it to the tree.
If those weren't enough, students were also welcome to Marry the Earth.
A lot of people out there, it sounds like, that already feel like the Earth is their partner. Do people have copies of the vow? Earth, we vow to become your lover. Earth, we vow to become your lover. Every day we promise to breathe in your fragrance. To breathe in your fragrance. I now pronounce you married to the Earth.
The Earth Day also had green comic strips and plenty of opportunities to make Vegas more rich in flora.
Landscape architecture here at UNLV is a very diverse and very integral part of campus, something that we don't normally think of. But here on campus, it's the way that we design, shape everything that you see outside of the buildings.
So for Earth Day, you know, it's about being aware of what's going on with the environment, right? Not just about global warming, but how you could do to be a part of making nature more present into our everyday life. So that's not something that landscape architects do, but what we're here representing is part of that culture.
Rebels are known to be scarlet and gray, but this year they proved they were also green. For Studio G, this is Nick Sedbrook.
Good to see Rebels making a more sustainable campus and showing their love for the earth. But remember, don't just take one day to respect Mother Nature. Every day can be Earth Day if you care about the future.
Eating natural foods does not come easy, but the UNLV Food Pantry is here to aid in the quest to a healthier lifestyle with fresh produce. Today at 1 p.m. in the Student Union Courtyard, there will be a farmer's market. Along with the fresh produce, students will have access to multiple student service organizations. This event is free to attend, so get your reusable bags and pick up some crisp and succulent cuisine for dinner tonight. The market will be open until 4 p.m. Make sure not to miss it. When we come back, I will sit down with Tanner Ellingsen from the UNLV School of Allied Health Services to discuss the details of the farmer's market.
The name of my show is called Frankie's Underground Party. I play just about everything from progressive rock music to alternative and indie music. Sometimes I'll throw in a little mainstream music. I also play some rarities, lost classics, B-sides that nobody don't hear on the radio anymore. My name is Frankie Teardrop, and the name of my show is called Frankie's Underground Party, and you can tune in every Saturday nights at 10 p.m. on the rebelhd2.com.
I feel how I feel about it. It's great. I love it a lot. There's a lot amount of freedom. You can really do basically whatever you want.
Very nice facility, very clean. We have editing booths, studios for students to practice our craft and to learn more. And KUNV definitely gives us insight into what we'll be doing when we get our careers once we graduate. They give us free will and free creativity.
I can gain experience to further my career in the radio broadcasting, board operating, to music directing, to even being on air, which is my main goal to do in life. So I can use all that knowledge to put towards my career in radio broadcasting.
You will learn so much here at KUNV, and we have a lot to offer.
Welcome back to Studio G. I'm here with Tanner Ellingsen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
So today is the farmer's market, and the UNLV Food Pantry is hosting it, right?
That's correct.
So what is the UNLV Food Pantry?
So the UNLV Food Pantry has been around for about 10 years, and really it's a service for all UNLV students, faculty, and staff to use. It's really open for anybody that has a Rebel card. If you need some food or assistance or help finding food or assistance outside of UNLV, you can come to us and we'll help you out with that.
And so what is the role of the kinesiology department in this farmer's market?
Yeah, so about a year or so ago, the UNLV Food Pantry was officially adopted sort of by the School of Allied Health Sciences. And before that, it had been sort of passed around from college and department, and sort of whoever had a passion for it. And really it fell within the Allied Health Sciences to adopt it and say this is going to be ours, and sort of manage it and run it and staff it and make it an official resource center.
Right. And so who do you think this benefits? I mean, I know students can come here and buy produce, and that's great, but who else does it, where does this money go to? And
So actually the farmer's market's free. So any of our services, our food that we provide students and staff is all free. There's no charge to it. It's really meant to be sort of an emergency food situation. So if you need help during that week or that time, or you just have some rough life circumstances, you can come and get free food to help you sort of get back on your feet and not worry about that part of life.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what is your role in this farmer's market?
Yeah, so my official role is the UNLV Food Pantry Coordinator. So I'm the only staff member of Allied Health Sciences that runs and operates the food pantry. The rest of my team is made up of volunteers that are either graduates, undergrads, or even some staff here on campus that want to donate their time and sort of help out with the food pantry when they can.
And so, where's all this produce coming from?
It was all actually graciously donated by 3 Square. I partner with 3 Square to sort of get our food in on a regular basis of what we can have, but typically for these type of events, it goes above and beyond of what we're able to handle. And so, they stepped up and said, we don't want this to be part of your budget. We'll donate everything that you guys need for today and sort of move it forward.
So tell me about the planning of this event. It's such an interesting event.
Yeah, it's the first time that the food pantry itself has had sort of a farmer's market. And farmer's market sounds like you need to come and buy some things, but there was really no way to say, hey, come and get some free produce. That's sort of the goal. So it came about as typically we only do non-perishable items. We've got canned goods in the pantry. But moving forward, we want to start doing more fresh produce, food rescue. We want to start incorporating these fresh things into our pantry and make it well-balanced service. So we said, why not kick it off with a farmer's market event and start doing these regularly where we can help the community and get them into this routine of having fresh produce.
Right. And it benefits a lot of people.
Yeah.
So how often do you guys plan on doing this?
So this being the first one, we want to see how it goes and see kind of what the traction is. Very lucky to have it at the Student Union this time, but moving forward, we're going to have to try to be strategic and put it on different places around campus. Right. And so we'll try to do it maybe once a month or once every other month and sort of do it in lieu of a normal pantry. So we'll kind of shut down what we do over on the Paradise campus and push everybody over to these free produce days.
So give me a rundown of this event. So when people get there, are there any activities? What's going on today?
Yeah, so it's over at the Student Union in the courtyard, kind of by the bookstore, and really you just show up. We've got some tents going up right now. We've got a couple other campus services that are coming, and really you just show up and say, hey, can I get some free produce?
Just
and we'll bag it up right there for you. Yeah, and we've got some other services on campus that are handing out sort of some of their goodies. We've got milk, we've got juice, and all of the produce that we got. So just there's no catch to it. Just show up and we'll give it to you.
How do you plan on using your major and your kinesiology knowledge and experience?
Yeah, so that's a good question. It's sort of outside of the realm of kinesiology. It's more of community service and community health. And sort of, if you look at the broader picture of what we have going on here in Las Vegas, the food insecurity issue, it all boils back down to what's happening at UNLV as well. And so, you see these issues that we have in Las Vegas in general. Doesn't mean the college students aren't facing those same problems with homelessness or food insecurity or just a lack of support. And so being able to tie it sort of back home to UNLV is what it's all about.
So what has been your favorite part about planning this whole event?
Planning events tough. It's a lot of logistics to it, but I think, when you go out there, you'll see sort of our big 4 pallets that were dropped off this morning of all of our food. And immediately when we got it dropped off, people were coming up and saying, hey, what's the catch? How much does it cost? What are you doing? I said, no, it's free, and people are, oh, wow. And so I think once they sort of know that it's free and you can come by there, I think we'll quickly move through it. And that's a good thing. We're starting to use it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And hopefully a lot of students go check it out because that's a great event to have on campus.
It is, thanks.
When we come back, Carla Lopez will have our weekly weather report. Stay tuned.
The name of my show is Shenanigans on the Radio and Praise and Shenanigans on the Radio. Well, both shows are music talk shows. I bring people in from the community anybody's doing anything positive, local talent, independent artists. I want the listeners to take away anything that may be helpful to them. Both shows are inspirational. No matter what you do in life, no matter what your dream is, follow it. Never give up on it. My name is Lucius Thompson, AKA The New B. Our host shows called Praise and Shenanigans on the Radio every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Shenanigans on the Radio every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Make sure you tune in on therebelhd2.com.
Personally, I love KUNV. It is my sanctuary for creativity. I'm given an opportunity to come in and use the resources that we have here to create the shows and the broadcasts that we do. It is my favorite creative space to be in.
I feel like the station gives students a platform to actually play music and actually a chance to get their hands in the radio industry without having to spend that money.
I like KUNV. It's a community station. They opened up the doors to myself, also to other people who have a dream of being in radio or whatever the case may be.
And have that energy from a city coming back to you while you're on a live broadcast. There's nothing like that feeling.
They have producing workshops. I learned how to actually do play-by-plays for sports events. KUNV has done a lot for me as a student.
If you want to do a talk show, a specialty show, music, it doesn't matter. There's a place for you to be able to come and give your voice to our community.
Welcome back to Studio G. Carla Lopez has the weather forecast for us this week. How's it looking, Carla?
Well, let me tell you, Arturo, we have beautiful, beautiful weather here in the valley. Today we have 79 degrees, which is perfect to walk your dog and have some fun. We're going to have a low of 65 degrees. And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day, guys. Okay, so for the 5-day forecast, we're going to have mostly sunny days all week, and then it's going to get up to the 90s. So we're ready to wear some shorts for the weather. But if you still want to walk your dogs in the night, we're going to have some nice lows of 70s and in the 60s. Now, for the weather around the valley, Centennial Hills is going to have a 72. Then in North Las Vegas and in Las Vegas here, it's going to be a little bit more hot than the rest of the valley. Green Valley, we have a 79. And in the other side of town, we're going to have a 77. Now, here on campus, we're going to have beautiful weather today, 79 degrees with a little bit of wind, so make sure you wear your hair up, and the humidity is going to be 23%. Now, tonight it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be 65 degrees. It's going to be very clear, and the winds are going to be 70 miles per hour. Now here I'm going to show you guys a picture of one endangered species. He's critically endangered. There's only about 2,400 to 2,800 of them. They are up to 20 feet long and 3 tons. And the quote of the day is, "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it." So that's all I got for you guys. Now back to Arturo.
Thank you, Carla. When we come back, we take a look at UNLV short film competition. Don't go anywhere.
The name of my show is Love Styles with Danny D, and I talk about love and relationships, the love songs. I'll do all genres of love, from like back to the 60s to today. That's basically what I like, and so I figured other people might like it too. My name is Danny D. My show is Love Styles with Danny D. You can listen to it on Sundays from 6 to 7 on therebelhd2.com.
I used to DJ at KUNV back in 1989 through 92 when the Rebels took the championship. KUNV is a good family. It's fun. The shows that are on it are creative. You can come up with your own show. It's really eclectic and creative and interesting. That's what I like about it.
We are a platform that opens doors for everybody. We don't limit, from what I've seen so far, there's no limit to what we can't do here.
I love their open door policy. Everyone is there to help you out. If there's something that you don't quite understand or remember, you can come in and ask. They'll show you how to do what needs to be done to make your radio show smooth. So expand your mind, expand your knowledge base, and get involved. It's a lot of fun.
Last weekend, UNLV Film hosted a short film competition, allowing students to come out and support their peers in filmmaking. Here's Lorenzo Trino with more.
Spring semester is almost to an end. With that comes UNLV Spring Flicks. Every spring, UNLV Film puts on a short film competition to give students an opportunity to showcase their work in film. The only rule is time. It cannot exceed 10 minutes, which challenges students to be creative and innovative with their work.
I enjoyed it.
A lot of cool films. There's obviously a lot of work put into it, so I appreciate that. Very cool. You know, beneficial to really put on, you know, not necessarily a resume, but experience-wise.
Over the course of 2 nights, more than 30 short films were shown. Many students, family, and friends came out to support their peers. At the end of the second night, the awards are given out by the department. Many enjoyed the experience, and film students are always looking to showcase their work. I'm Lorenzo Torino with Studio G.
To see students put so much talent and hard work into these projects. If you or anyone you know is looking to compete in next year's Spring Flicks, visit the Film Department office located on the 4th floor of the FDH building.
Arturo, did you know today is National Take a Chance Day?
I actually did not, no. Do you take any chances?
I am actually scared to take a chance right now. I kind of don't want to do it right now.
I actually need to take a chance. I feel like I need to go on a vacation. But you know what would be a great to take a chance tonight is to take a chance on the Vegas Golden Knights because we hope to win tonight, right?
Tonight, the Vegas Golden Knights take on the San Jose Sharks for the last time in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Tonight will be the first game 7 in franchise history for the Knights.
Puck drops tonight at 7 p.m. Be sure to sport your VGK gear and cheer on the Knights.
That's all the news we have for you today.
Thanks for watching Studio G. We'll see you tomorrow.
Go Knights, go!
Woo!